telling you is this was just a simple correction. And by doing that, I brought in contrast, and I got rid of nasty color cast, and I kept the good color. Okay, so I click OK. Now I mentioned in the second level you could do a saturation adjustment. Okay, so now we're at this level. We're thinking the color is still kind of weak. Now I know there's damage and there's spots. We're not dealing with that damage stuff right now. We're just talking about color. So I go to Image, Adjustment, Hue and Saturation. Now GIMP has these same things. Okay, it just might be named a little different. Anybody know what GIMP is? Raise your hand. GIMP is think of a free Photoshop. That's pretty nice, isn't it? You know, and it's an open source type of program. And it's just people from all over the world contribute to improve it. It's a really nice program. Okay. Okay, so I got the hue and saturation here. This slider right here that says saturation, that's what I want to focus on using right now. Watch what happens to the people as I move the saturation into the plus range. Okay, so I can go a little too far. But let's just leave it right here at 52, which is extreme on looking at my screen, but on there I think it looks better. So uncheck, check. Here's before, or here's after and before. Do you see a difference? A little bit? You know, you see some color coming back in them, okay? All right, and mostly that's red and yellow. Now here's something a little more complex, is in this hue and saturation, I can actually tell Photoshop, well, actually, I don't want to saturate all the colors. I just want to saturate one color. For example, let's say red, so we can see the lips and the cheeks better. So let's do this. Let me put this saturation back to 0. And now I'll go to this drop-down menu here, red. And Elements has the same thing. Every photo editing program has this. And I move the saturation for the reds over. Okay? So then by doing that, I don't saturate these weird blue tinges and stuff coming from the silver from when this print was made, okay? They expose the photographic paper, the light-sensitive paper, to light, right? But then it's developed. But then it has to go through something called a fixer, okay? And the fixer fixes, it's called fixer because it stops making the paper light-sensitive, okay? And then there's silver in there that fixes in. And some of the silver, usually most of the silver washes out. But there's actual silver in your photographic prints. But over the years, sometimes the residue of that silver comes up and it shows through the paper. And when your scanner scans it, it gives it a weird bluish, salt and pepper looking tinge. So when I went and used when I saturated all the colors, I saturated also that bluish tinge, right? But now since I went just into the red, I was just bringing out the red in their faces. You got it? You got it? Any questions? I know this, for some of y'all, this is, whoa, this is pretty heavy. But, you know, I did say we're going to do an intermediate level. Okay, go ahead.
So if someone has taken the original and photocopied it and given me the picture that's got the salt and pepper look, I mean, it's the very old picture.
Yeah.
Can I work with that picture? I don't have the original anymore.
Yeah.
I have a copy that's not a very good copy.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I work with that picture with this?
Yeah, that's kind of like this tintype one that I have, right? This one here, you know, where this is how it looked originally, and then a copy was made and it was kind of fixed a little bit, you know, adjusted a little bit. I mean, yeah, you can work with it. Exactly. It may not be a pleasant experience. We had another hand. Yes.
You said that silver, is that used on all photos, or is that just the older photos that
the black and whites?
All all black?
The black and whites, it's someone help me here. No.
Silver nitrate?
Silver halide.
Yeah, but these are called, black and white prints are technically what? I can't believe I can't remember the name of it. It's Lord, I'm sorry. It'll come to me and I'll say, yeah, it'll blurt out.
So that's even new black and white prints?
Yeah. But see, if they're made in a black and white process, nowadays there's things called digital photo printers. And there's so many levels, okay? But what I can say is anything that's old, anything that's before 1980, basically, even black and white prints before 1990, let's say that. If there's a black and white print made before 1990, I guarantee you it was made with this chemical silver darkroom process. You know, even if it was mechanical, it still is going to do this, most likely.
I was wondering why you chose, so we should choose red for any of those as opposed to colors?
Remember, I said there was red in the cheeks, right? There was in the detail in the lips and the skin. So the red, by just moving that, I adjusted the red. So you want to adjust what's there. I'll show you another one.
So if it was a landscape that had greenery in it, you might pull the green out?
Yeah, exactly. Or add the green. You want to add saturation to the green. Yeah. So let's I think I have that here. Okay, open up. All right, there we go. Okay, now here's one that has a lot of interesting colors. Okay, and we're just doing some basic adjustment here. First thing I'm going to do is the levels, okay? So image adjust levels. And remember, I went to each channel, right? I didn't make an adjustment in this RGB mode, I changed it. Okay. So get these sliders to the edge of the mountain, right? And then I moved the middle slider, right? No. Only the ones at the edges, right? There you go. I'm making sure y'all paying attention now. I know this can be a little dull. Let me do this. I think that spike there is coming from the white border. Give me a minute. No, it's not. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to crop this to get rid of that border, because sometimes that histogram, or the histogram will read a white border. So that can be a little confusing. That's better. That's better. And what you can do, once you crop out a border, you can add it back. So here I'm going to each channel. Come on. And let me push that in a little bit. Okay, so here's before, here's after. You see a difference, right? Okay, now that didn't necessarily deal with the faded color, but it did help because we got rid of the color cast. But there is a lot of color in there. There's some bluish, there's some reddish, some yellow. It's a very beautiful photograph. It's well lit. They're just not made like this anymore. Okay, so let's go to the saturation. Just move all of the colors over. Okay. Oh yeah. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, that's excessive. Yeah, I went a little too far. But you can see what you can do. It's just a simple change. It's a simple change. You see what I'm saying? Simple as, I know you're saying, well, Eric, you know, you're simple, you do this. But what I'm trying to say is you don't have to do a whole lot of extra steps if you follow these specific steps, okay? And you know, I think by October I should finally have my course done, my entire course on video. It has a book and DVD video. It takes for absolute beginners.